Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and because of the slightly depressing nature that unfortunately this video is going to turn, because shit is going to turn sour very, very quickly, I decided that it would be kind of interesting, maybe if I did this in a slightly different voice. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my best Terry Wogan impression to kickstart part 62. So in the previous episode, we saw how beautiful Christian Weston Chandler, she was selling off a lot of her brother Cole Smithy's work. We then discovered that Cole had never given permission for Chris to actually sell any of his work, and so Chris decided he was going to sell them off of his own volition. Joseph Cole Smithy is living in New York. See Caden Cole. Christine is selling off her work because she believes that she is a celebrity. Do you know what a celebrity is? There, that's the most you're going to be getting, because like I said, shit is going to turn sour very, very quickly. So let's go. Also, actually, warning, the following video contains depictions of grievous bodily harm of a fictional character and visuals featuring self-inflicted harm, elder abuse, and animals in distress, which some viewers may find disturbing. You know what? Because I'm cheap, let me do the Terry Wogan voice again. The following video contains depictions of grievous bodily harm of a fictional character and visuals featuring self-inflicted harm, elder abuse, and animals in deep distress, which some viewers may find disturbing. By the way, can I just make a point? If you're watching this and you don't know, if you have no idea who Terry Wogan is, literally the last 2 minutes have made no sense whatsoever. So I guess I'm sorry, but yeah, I got a kick out of it. So there. Oh.
What made her this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated? This is the story of Chris Chan.
And the music is going sour. Nightmare fuel.
Objects? I'm not having objects! Will somebody tell this PlayStation to stop this?
Great start.
Will somebody tell this PlayStation to stop this? We have debts, we have mortgages, we have toys to sell. Come on, everybody, buy this thing! $100, complete set, complete with certificate of authenticity. Come on, come on here, ka-ching, 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 ka-ching!
On April 17th, 2018, Christine live-streamed a captain's log on the streaming site Twitch, which focused on promoting her items for sale on eBay.
Why? Why? Why are you doing this to me? I didn't do anything to you! Stop it! I'm just gonna ignore these things. I'm gonna put the TV on mute. That's what I'm gonna do. Put the TV on mute. So I don't have to listen to these darn things. Keep it on, put it on. Ah! Anyway, it's definitely hard to find this complete set. Hey, somebody's calling me. You're declined. Guess what? You're declined. All calls will be declined. Despite the Alolan Pokemon Center theme going off, you're gonna be declined, so no friggin' telephone calls. Anyway, bye now. Bye now. Bye now, or I'm gonna separate this thing myself. On purpose. I'm gonna separate this thing myself on purpose. Alright, so anyway, you're buying that. You're going on to eBay, and you're buying that, and I'm not listening to phone calls. I told you no phone calls. No! Get a complete certificate of authenticity with this, so you pay $100 for this complete set with certificate of authenticity from me, and you're paying $100 for this with certificate of authenticity from me. Go on eBay! Go on eBay! Buy these! Buy them now! Give me $200! $200! But 100 for this. 100 for this. Give me money. Give me money. 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 Give me money. We need money. Pay mortgage. Pay bills. Pay bills. Do this. Do that. Do that. Maybe my broke. The Christians will allow me. Shit! I don't want to scream again. I'm gonna go.
You know, I understand Chris is, like, extremely stressed. I understand that, you know what, the situation, which is entirely Chris's fault, by the way, is not very pleasant, but actually, I take that back what I said earlier. I think this is kind of funny in many respects. I don't know why I'm, like, taking pride or solace in saying that I'm getting a kick out of Chris babbling like an idiot and clearly look like he's about to have an epi. But I have to always remind myself this was Chris's fault. He gave people thousands of dollars for nothing. So I'd say Chris gets exactly what's coming to him at this point. But I'm trying my hard to try and smile a bit through this. But part of me also feels as if that it's not really as funny as I think it is, but well, what do you expect when you don't bother getting a job? What do you expect when you give away money you can't afford to give? What do you expect was going to happen?
Collect all that. I can pay bills so I can help my mother around here so she can afford to get her broken teeth removed. You're okay, I love you. I'll tell you what, folks, here's a guest star. Here's Mr. Polo. So cutie Polo. Oh.
Okay, I take that back. Now I'm just pissed again. Now he's just dragging animals left, right, and centre.
No calls. Say bye-bye to folks. Bye-bye, folks. Bye-bye, folks. I'm Mr. Polo.
Don't think you're meant to hold them like that, Chris.
Oh, look who else we have here. Look at this little boy. Look at this little kitty boy. In our family, we have lots of support. You sure, boy? You sure, boy? I let you go. See here.
I completely forgot Soulmate was even still alive.
Attention.
And this is the part, by the way, I'm just going to say this again, is where suddenly I don't really feel like it's that funny. Because Chris is basically having to take care of a whole bunch, animals, and possibly his mother, and also he is dependent sort of on trying to actually pay the bills. I know Chris doesn't want to do that, but obviously this is what he has to do, and well, it's I have to, again, I'm just putting this out there because I know some people might think that I shouldn't feel, but I feel bad for the animals. That's what I feel bad for at this moment in time.
I'm streaming. I'm trying to sell my Transformers toys, but play with them and showing them off, but everybody wants to see. Barbara Ann Weston, everybody. Say hello to the lovely folks out there. You're being streamed on live Twitch network. Say some kind supporting words to everybody. Tell them how you're doing. How are you, Barbara Ann?
I'm doing fine.
So what's going on with you, huh? Everybody wants to know. You're the big interview talk. Talk what's on your mind.
I'm resting.
And what are you doing with yourself?
I'm entertaining myself.
What do you like to eat?
I like to eat fish and chicken.
Do you have any favorite fruits?
Yeah, bananas.
You enjoy those bananas?
Yes.
And what do you like to drink?
I like to drink chocolate milkshake.
And what kind of milkshakes are these?
These are
Meal placement.
delicious.
Chris whispered meal replacement, and Bob just responds with delicious. I know I've mentioned it before that Chris is basically just coaxing his own mom into garnishing sympathy. Oh god. it's infuriating because, again, why the only reason Chris is doing this is because he's trying to make people feel bad, and it's disgusting. And Chris doesn't really feel. I get the impression Chris doesn't really feel that, you know, bad about this, because it's just, why would he at this point?
They're meal replacement shakes. So, any other, you want to give some kind supportive words to everybody, like, you know, like, I don't know, y'all do well, y'all do good, learn well, be educated and everything, that sort of thing. Give us some wisdom.
I don't know any right now.
Come on, you have a lot of wisdom in your head. What are you doing to me?
Chris, don't do that.
Be smart. Act smart.
Go to work.
That's all.
Get a job.
Okay. Thank you, Mom. Love you.
Love you.
Give us a hug. Give me a hug. Show me a hug. Give it. Come on, both arms.
Okay, let me go.
Oh, don't blame it. Turn me loose. What?
Okay, let me go. I'm only going to assume that that is what they'll be calling Exhibit D. In fact, actually, whilst we're on the subject of the uncomfortableness between Bob and Chris, I know remember last time when somebody asked me about if I was going to open a Discord server, and I think I may literally make a channel called the Quick Stop, which was probably what Bob said to Chris before. You probably know the rest. See, it seemed funny at the time, but for some reason, again, God, my dark sense of humor is coming back in droves, isn't it? Good Lord.
I'm thirsty. Come on. Just say it once. Turn me loose.
Turn me loose, like you.
You're supposed to say turn me loose, you silly goose.
Turn me loose, you silly goose.
You used to do that more flirtingly. Anyway,
Exhibit
here you go,
B.
people. Barbara and Justin Chandler, folks. That was our live on this show, and you will not see her again from the live streaming. So, there you go. You saw my mom. Now go on to my eBay shop and buy the toys. Help us. Help us. Oh, yes. I want to share a joy of gratitude for the one with that. Thank you for buying this ring. Thank you for buying this ring. You paid me some money there, but we still need a lot more money. We have a hefty go to get to. But it does help. It does help very much. Thank you for buying this ring. And you are a true friend, and I will ship it to you very soon. Definitely. And also with that, I definitely transfer the powers from the ring into my medallion. No, back to our regularly scheduled flight and program. I think coming soon to my East Day.
By the way, Chris, by the way, before we hear the sound of Clover and Snoopy, here's what you do, by the way, Chris. You pick up the damn toy. You say, oh, by the way, I bought this 5 years ago. It's quite rare. If you want it, I don't know, $15. Maybe one of these days I'll do, like, an entire, like, live stream myself where I try to sell off a large selection of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards by using TCG Player. Or maybe I'll just do, like, an entire thing on... Do people do, like, bidding wars like on Twitch? Is that a thing that happens? I wouldn't know, but you never know. But it might be. So let's keep going.
I think coming soon to my East Bay store in a few days. A whole bunch more. But we have to sell all of these first. So you buy all of these. Okay? So, go to my eBay shop. I'm going to end this streaming very shortly.
You hit the camera, Chris.
Come on. Now, please. Help us. Help us. Help my family. Help me. Help my mom. Pay mortgage. Pay bills. Everything. On my toys. And with certificates of authenticity with each of them. Please. Do it now. Thank you.
Even the way he even sounds it in a very demanding, like, you don't have a choice with this. And, well, is there anything else to this? No. Okay, so that was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. It was literally the culmination of the Chris's. It displays some of the worst moments Chris has ever exhibited in all the time he's been doing, like, he's been on the internet. His arrogance, his abuse, his neglect, his irresponsibility, his deteriorating mental health, and his, well, abuse, shall we call it, is on full display. And God, good Lord.
The person who had bought Chris's amethyst high school ring was Kiwi Farms user The Captain, who managed to buy it for $200 rather than her original asking price of $10,000. The Captain had come to suspect that Christine was under the control of idea guys, and so devised a scheme to free her from their clutches, which involved the possession of her high school ring. Soon after the livestream concluded, an individual known as Jack Z donated $1,200 to Chris to enable her to attend the upcoming BronyCon convention. Jack Z revealed that he had been a longtime follower of Chris and intended to meet with her at BronyCon and record a video of their time together. Christine soon went to YouTube to thank Jack for his donation.
Hello everybody, this is Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again with a most hearty thank you to Jack. That was a Jack from up north who essentially paid me to go to BronyCon. Awesome. Very awesome. So, with a few more other arrangements I need to make, hopefully I will be there this year. So, that's awesome news. Thank you, Jack. And aside from that, we're still going to need as much money as possible to help us with the...
Chris, somebody just donated a lot of money to you and somebody bought your amethyst ring. Are you really trying to tell me? Chris, do it yourself. Go get a job, Chris. Go set up like a Cameo account. Monetize, make a new YouTube channel, get people to subscribe to it, monetize it. Make money that way. Do something, Chris, other than whinge and complain. For Christ's sake, Chris, this is painful to listen. Because I can tell you immediately, you know what, Chris, listen, okay. Guys, I'm gonna show you this right now because I know that Chris is, I know I'm shouting to Chris 6 years in the past, but I'm just gonna tell you guys like up front my initial thoughts. I can give Chris, if you are like this bad in the shit, that I can give you guys the best advice. I can sort your life out in literally a few simple words. Refuse what goes on in your life and serve orders to quit. Quit now while you're ahead. You may lose your house, you may end up going homeless, you may be dead on the streets in a few nights, but for God's sake, you know what? Go while you still have some dignity. Go out, not in a blaze of glory, not in a bang, not during a Viking funeral. Go with whatever semblance of dignity you have left. But when it comes to Chris, apparently, you know, beggars can be choosers, I suppose.
The bills around here and the mortgage and everything, but so I urge you all to please go ahead and buy the Transformer toys that I have listed and will be listing on eBay. Thank you, Jack, and thank you all for helping me. I feel some better. Have an awesome day.
Shortly after, Chris drank a significant amount of alcohol and then recorded a video of herself dancing in celebration set to the song Lifted by South Korean rapper CL.
And now, a little song, a little dance a little music in my pants.
Hey, you, get off my cloud. You don't know me and you don't know my style. Getting lifted, never come down. Getting lifted, getting dumb on the drum, rum, pom, 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 pom. Better run, better come, what a bomb.
Gripping.
The following day, Chris posted on Twitter a photo of herself walking on a treadmill at the gym, Anytime Fitness, after being encouraged by the Idea Guys to join a gym to keep herself in shape. 2 days later, she uploaded a video for which Jack C paid $100, in which Christine reads off a script that references the popular anime and manga series JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It was, however, prefixed with a special request from Chris.
Hello everybody, this is Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again, this time using my webcam on my laptop because I have a special emergency announcement. My phone battery is seriously having troubles, so that's why I can only record on this. And my PlayStation 4 is also still not connecting to YouTube, so but anyway, I need money to purchase the new phone, or otherwise to repair this one, probably less.
Chris, to be honest, you should have just made this video separate and then, but I would not, if I donated money to somebody to make a video, I would not expect them to literally start by begging. That's not good. That it just comes across as a slap in the face.
It's expensive to buy the new phone, and it's gonna be like a few $100, so let's buy some.
By the way, I was on about, you know, Chris using his laptop. It literally looks as though he's using an iToy 2 camera. Even in 240p, it probably records better than this.
Stuff off my eBay, please. The remaining Transformers I have. Anyway, please help me. I need a new phone. This one's really walking out on me. It's been walking out on me bad for a while now. Anyway, aside from that, I have a special message of which I have.
Oh, and by the way, I was about to ask, why can't the Chandlers, I don't know, maybe it's something against the tenancy like agreement about subletting, because I don't really know. I don't think they could, because, well, one, even if they did open the doors to lodgers, I don't really know who would want to live here. I mean, certain people who might have had no choice, but it could have been the way to bring in some money, but what do I know?
Written down right here on a few pages. Anyway, so I have been warned by somebody about the nefarious trolls that are applying to cause mayhem for me at BronyCon. I know who you are, Dio Brando. I know that you are trying to use your stand power, the world, to screw things up for me and my true and honest fan base at BronyCon. You will never win, Dio. Sanchi will be in all of our hearts. Show the love. Spread the love. Fuck you, Dio Brando. Aha! We know who you are, you bastard.
Well, that
anyway,
showed him, Chris.
So, wait, there's that message to Dio Brando! And, in case you haven't noticed yet, yep, this is a new shirt I just got from Goodwill recently.
First of all, it can't be new if you got it from Goodwill. Second, it's Dio Brando, not Dio Brando. Chris couldn't even be bothered. Oh, who am I kidding? Chris couldn't be bothered to... Chris probably would have walked around here shirtless and all that if somebody didn't motivate him to do it.
Also, these slacks, like gray. Okay? Yep. So...
Also, wasn't it Chris who was saying, you know, people to, you know, wear skirts instead of pants? What a mong. What an absolute fucking mong.
So, there's a new outfit for me, this fugly green sweater and track pants. So, take that as you will. Thank you all very much. Have a good, safe day.
Out of sight of the public eye, the Idea Guys were continuing to torment and extort Chris through various means, mainly threatening to harm Sonichus and other individuals in Quickville's dimension unless she carried out demeaning or harmful tasks, such as recording herself slapping herself. She also allegedly filmed herself striking her mother, Barbara, though admitted that she hit lightly. In another short clip, Chris yells accusatorily at her toilet. The reasoning of this video was never truly uncovered.
Hey, you toilet! What happened to my baby?
Not that it's entirely irrelevant, but do they not bother throwing away the stupid cardboard tubes when they finish using the toilet paper? Disgusting pigs. All of them.
Hey, you toilet! What happened to my baby?
From April 20th to the 21st, Chris engaged in a lengthy and agonizing chat over Discord, which later became referred to as Crizel torture. Joshua Wise, masquerading as Pitoyui, a character from the anime series Gungale Online, claims that she had just returned from killing a number of rose chews at the mall and setting it on fire. Christine asks if they could put out the fire, but Pitoyui writes that the Quickville Fire Department had been disbanded in exchange for crack money. Stephen Boyd, playing the part of Jesus Christ, enters the chat to ask Chris why the Sonichus had become drug addicts. Pitoyui then states that she has a hold of Chris's wife, Crizel, and shoots her in the leg. As Chris calls Wise's character a monster, Wise as Pitoyui blows off both of Crizel's kneecaps. Christine calls her wife's captor a cunt out of anger, amongst other transgressions. To apologize for throwing insults, Pitoyui demands that Chris name all the children she will bear with Crizel, mistake. In addition, Boyd as Jesus instructs Christine to punch herself in her breast until she vomits, and then send money to Boyd's other character, Gwendolyn. Pitoyui then informs the chat that she spills hot coffee onto Crizel and proceeds to slam her head on the table with a fork in her back. The Idea Guys followed up by telling Chris that she should record a video of herself begging on her knees for the evil characters to let go of Crizel. She hurriedly made it and sent it to them privately.
Pitoyui, please. Please, I beg you. Stop torturing my Crizel Rose Chew. Please, don't hurt her anymore. She means the world to me so much. Please, stop torturing her. This is not right, this is not good, and it's no fun at all. Please, stop this senseless nonsense of yours, you fucking bitch. Ugh, you make me so angry and upset. Why you gotta do this? Why you gotta do this? It's not right. This is not good. Nobody approves of this. Nobody approves of you doing all this senseless murdering and her torturing and killing. Now please, stop torturing Crizel. No. I beg you.
Upon reviewing the video, Joshua Wise states that Christine was too monotone in her delivery and demanded that she make a better begging video, which she promptly delivered as well.
Pitoyui. Stop torturing Crizel, Pitoyui, please, I beg you. Stop it. You're really taking me off, and you're making me more upset. Stop torturing my honey. She means the world to me. Please, stop this.
Ironically, this is about as much effort Chris has put into this and whatever the hell this previous part was compared to all of this at the beginning. Just kind of sets your teeth on edge with frustration when you contemplate the fact that, well, this means nothing and it's going to mean nothing, and hopefully to God this doesn't go on for much longer.
Stop torturing my wife. I beg you, Batoey, I beg you. Stop this.
After watching the second plea video, Wise, still playing as Pitoyui, criticizes Chris for mispronouncing her name and tells her to make yet another video. Chris acknowledges the necessary correction and notifies Pitoyui that she wants to pee before recording the video, but she is told to pee in her room and record the video quickly. 2 minutes later, Chris uploads her third begging video.
Pitohui, please. Stop torturing my Grizel. Stop it. Please stop torturing my wife, my love. Pitohui, please stop it.
Upon viewing it, Pitoyui angrily criticizes Chris once again for pronouncing her name wrong. Chris then made one final plea video.
Pitohui, Grizel is my honey. I love her. Grizel is my honey love. Stop torturing her. Stop torturing her, you crazy fucked up bitch, Pitohui. Grizel, I love you, honey. I love you, Grizel. I love you. I love you. Pitohui, please stop torturing my honey. You're really killing us here. You're hurting me. You're hurting me, and you're hurting her a whole lot worse than I can ever feel. Please, Pitohui, stop torturing my honey.
After watching the video, Pitoyui types that Chris continued to mispronounce her name, and so stomps on Grizel's open wound. Joshua Wise, through his Pitoyui persona, asks for another video, a cover of the song All Star by Smash Mouth. Chris is instructed to deliver the performance in an angry and constipated fashion. She soon uploaded the video.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
You could say that again, Chris. Also, am I the only one who, for whatever reason, why is Chris even still bothering to talk to them at this point? What did they have to give? What can Chris possibly gain from this? Chris, are you trying to tell me that Chris literally can't work out for the life of her, that nothing good has come from talking to these people? There must be something I'm missing out of this. I really must be missing something.
She was looking at her thumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead.
Upon reviewing her performance, Wise's character is let down, but ultimately finds it a passable offering. Just then, Grizel suffers a seizure and collapses to the floor. Christine yells for Pitoyui to take her wife to the hospital, as Pitoyui and her friend, Len, play pool and listen to the radio. The Idea Guy's characters eventually drag Grizel into their car to bring her to a hospital. When they arrive, Pitoyui sends a photo of where she allegedly is. The image is purportedly of a run-down hospital in Venezuela. Chris is disgusted and asks them to take Grizel out, but Pitoyui refuses, as Grizel has her legs and tail sawed off without being administered anesthesia. Grizel is then thrown back into the car as Pitoyui and Len make their way back to Quickville. Christine expresses her want to vomit and claims to be crying, regretting ever chatting with Wise's character. Chris soon after stops replying to Wise's messages, and after nearly 2 hours of silence, Pitoyui returns to inform the chat that Grizel was taken to a different hospital, where her severed body parts were restored. It was possibly not long after this exchange that Chris was forced to record another video. The circumstances which led to it are uncertain. The video is solely focused on Chris's bed. At first, she's out of sight of the camera, apparently speaking to an apparition of her husband, Magichan Sonichu.
Working there with Magic-chan. Do that real quick. Get out of the way.
There is then the sound of what is presumably Christine urinating onto the floor of her bedroom.
Please
After
tell
she
me,
finishes, she comes to the bed, completely nude. She then starts playing the song All-Star by Smash Mouth.
Somebody wants to be the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Chris proceeds to mime enacting foreplay with Magi-chan.
Magic Bond!
Christine continues to sing along to the song as she takes a large blue pillow and alternates between humping it and masturbating herself. She continues to imitate sexual intercourse with an unseen entity until the conclusion of the song. Her penis remains limp throughout.
I'm glad that Gino had to clarify that for us, because it looked as if like the screen had been taken over by pixels. Also, please tell me when Chris pissed on the floor. He pissed into like a bucket or something like that, because I'd hate to imagine the fact that Chris's room would have probably stank abominably. I mean, it probably already does, but that's just pretending I couldn't guess that.
Hey now, you're an all-star. It's a show on.
On April 21st, the Idea Guys forced Chris to make a public YouTube video in which she apologizes for badly affecting the image of some fandoms.
And I have a very special announcement. I've learned that I've offended a bunch of fandoms of many various things. I don't know the totality or specifics of it all, and including especially the bronies and everything My Little Pony related, so I'm very sorry to all of you. Please, please, please forgive me, and I hope I can make it up to everyone and that we can all move forward from this. Please. I'm sorry for ruining your fandoms. I'm really sorry.
Also on that day, Christine went to Twitter to announce that she had apparently traveled to the home of a fan residing in Virginia to personally deliver the vintage GoBots toy they had purchased from her eBay store. On April 22nd, she changed her Twitter profile picture to a stylized illustration of herself being kissed on the cheek by the artist of the image, Twitter user Tingtings, who was part of the Quick Protect Squad collective of supportive online acquaintances. This came about after Chris privately messaged Tings to inform her of her supposed marriage to Magi-chan and Crizel, and invited Tingtings to join her so-called harem. Tings then strongly implied in Twitter replies that she was Chris's sweetheart. The next day, Christine put up a collection of 32 pornographic drawings she had made in the past, including She Came for Quick, which depicted Christian sexually satisfying his friend, Megan Schroeder, which, like she had claimed years prior, was cut up into small square pieces. The background of the preview image was a collage that featured photos and drawings of Chris committing sexually suggestive acts, all presumably taken from the quickie. Christine wrote in the listing's description that she was ashamed of the works and would not be including a certificate of authenticity. The lot of drawings was priced at $1,000. She elaborated on Twitter that she wanted the collection to be sold within 4 days because there was a bill collector after her. However, the listing was removed by eBay for featuring pornographic imagery. On April 24th, Jack Z's real name and personal information was leaked on the Kiwi forums. To combat this, Chris wrote on Facebook in an effort to mislead the trolls by providing a false real name and location for Jack Z. Later that day, to increase funding for her various financial needs, Christine proposed some incentives on Twitter.
Oh, don't do this.
Everyone, pull yourselves together if y'all want to see another house tour video. $200 directly to my PayPal gets y'all the house tour, inside and outside. No negotiations on the price. Anyone living locally to me in Virginia or visiting in Charlottesville, I'll give y'all
Right, sorry, where were we?
BJs for money too. Serious. Twitter user Tingtings later privately messaged Chris about her prostitution posts, asking if she was serious about the offer, with Christine replying that she was. Other users of the Kiwi Farms shared their private messages with Chris regarding the prostitution proposition. She revealed that she considered herself a beginner at giving blowjobs, having apparently practiced on her boyfriend, but was willing to learn and adapt further. She set a blowjob at a price of $50 and the prospect of anal sex at $100.
50 from this celeb. Where? Where, Chris? Where is it? I only half joked in the beginning where I said, Chris is giving out blowjobs because she is a celebrity. Do you know what a celebrity is? I was only joking about that, but okay.
Soon after, Lucas, a Twitter user, asked Chris to relist the lot of porn drawings on eBay, claiming he was willing to purchase it for $1,000. Christine wrote that she could not do that as it violated terms of service. However, the two managed to organize a trade, as the drawings were relisted specifically for the Twitter user to purchase, which he did, paying the total asking price. Lucas paid for the drawings with a financial assistance from his friend, known as Devil, and since the two lived nearby, Chris agreed to personally deliver the artwork to Lucas's house, marking the first of many future occasions in which Chris visited his home without his parents' knowledge. It was possibly at around this time that QE Farms user, The Captain, received Christine's amethyst high school ring. It was accompanied by a single-page comic, later named Sonichu Special 5, which depicts Chris initially transferring 99.9% of the ring's power to her Sonichu medallion and then passing it over to the Captain for safekeeping. The Captain later admitted that the short comic further proved to him that something was amiss, since all the accompanying Sonichu characters in the comic panel appeared to be saddened by the relinquishing of the ring. The Captain during this time continued to exchange messages with Christine, earning her trust by indulging in her fantasies of alternate dimensions. He then hastily took a photo of the ring and photoshopped it to make it seem like it was emitting light, telling Chris that it was sending a message in Morse code, which apparently told her that the characters portrayed by the Idea Guys were lying to her and were not to be trusted. Not long after this discussion, she felt that she had enough proof to believe the Captain, so she gave him access to her social media accounts, including Discord, so that he could quote-unquote scan them for viruses. Upon reading through chats on Discord, the Captain was appalled by the Idea Guys' manipulative tactics, which by this point resulted in them extorting from Chris around $6,000 worth of items, gift cards, and direct transactions. She confirmed this by sending him photos of some of her receipts. He also uncovered all the videos that Chris was forced to film, including some never revealed to the public, such as an alleged 2-hour-long reaction video of Chris watching disturbing pornography, and one wherein she hits her mother in the face. The Captain then alerted QB Farms moderator and former head troll, Marvin, who coached him on how to talk like Chris whenever the Idea Guys messaged him. In the meantime, Marvin set up a script to rip and archive all the chat logs of the Discord, while Chris was told not to talk with the Idea Guys any further. She used this time to catch up on all the television series she had wanted to watch but couldn't, since she was apparently restricted from doing so by the Idea Guys. After about a week, all of the Discord group's chat and media records were logged, and the Captain stopped messaging them back using Chris's account. Due to the sudden inactivity, the Idea Guys panicked and banned Christine's account and tried to erase all chat history, albeit in vain. During this time, Joshua Moon, or Null, the administrator of the QE Farms, was notified of the recent revelations regarding the Idea Guys. Null contacted the sheriff of Greene County regarding the extortion, but he declined to take action, apparently notifying Moon that what Christine did with her money was her own choice. Chris's pastoral counselor, Rocky Shoemaker, also learned of her ordeal, but instead of contacting the police, recommended that Chris be placed in an assisted living home. Null then drafted a report to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, since the extortion took place across state lines. Chris later printed and submitted the report herself to the sheriff's office, but evidently no action against the Idea Guys was ever taken. In addition, Null tried calling the parents of Joshua Wise and Stephen Boyd, but the two seemingly did not receive negative repercussions. as a result of the actions of Null, Marvin, and the captain. The idea guys ceased all communication with Christine, apart from 1 or 2 failed attempts to reconnect with her. The 3 members of the Kiwi Farms, who soon became referred to as the Guard Dogs, effectively earned Christine's trust and began messaging with her on a near-daily basis. On
I mean, that whole thing, the last 5 minutes, that was just it was insane beyond words. But it's it was the single greatest thing probably people have ever done for Chris when you begin to think about it. I mean, $6,000. Chris could have probably have lost a hell of a lot more. Chris could have lost his house by that point, and I find I'm almost staggered to say the fact that I'm almost under the impression Chris would have just allowed this to continue, and I'm glad that all of this happened, and I wonder legitimately if there's ever been like any follow-up to what happened to Stephen Boyd and Joshua Wise, because I'm not entirely convinced that those two did not face justice for what they did. They should have done, and I suspect there probably will be some very serious... I'll maybe do a video about that when the day comes, but it's still a disgusting thing to talk about, and it's still a disgusting thing when you consider, again, they got off pretty much scot-free and didn't face nothing from the sheriff's department, nothing from the FBI as far as we're aware of, and yeah, it's incredible, but it probably wouldn't have happened at all if, you know, Chris hadn't sold his ring.
April 27th.
Although ironically enough, they talk about Chris's prostitution videos, and you could say this is the only exception in history where Chris giving up his ring actually stopped any further damage from taking place. Although it's also quite disturbing in some way, where you thought Chris was really willing to stoop to that level to make ends meet.
Brian Shickley, the artist who made the Christian prequel comic, announced a so-called mean art contest, asking his fans to draw him in unkind ways, with the meanest entry winning a prize of $50. Christine soon entered the competition with a drawing of Shickley's face, accompanied by a poem. Brian, the sexy Shrek-like vampire with messy hair. There is a unique charm that really gives you great flair. Come on over and tousle my quills, and maybe my shock therapy will cure your ills. One that brings out repressed urges. You are the man with the surges.
That sounds like
Chris ultimately failed to make it to the final stage of the competition.
Yeah.
Also, toward the end of April, Christine wrote several tweets replying to comedian Kevin James, complimenting his appearance. She then went to YouTube to like the music video for the Polish song Dawaj na ring by Pujan Band, solely consisting of clips and pictures of World's Strongest Man title holder and mixed martial artist Mariusz Pudzianowski.
Widzę w twoich oczach strach. To jest raczej normalne. Miażdżyć to jest naturalne.
Fair enough, because I thought it was who was that one Finnish wrestler who was that one Finnish wrestler, you know, the who was, you know, the big racist? Who was he? No, can I finish? Who was he? Nikolai, was it Borkov? Ludwig Borga. Tell me, okay, again, tell me, okay, no, actually, don't forget, he doesn't look like Ludwig Borga as well. Never mind.
To jest raczej normalne. Miażdżyć to jest naturalne.
On April 29th, she wrote a series of tweets reassuring her followers that her situation had recently turned for the better, and that she was thankful to the CPUs, or goddesses, of the hyperdimension Neptunia games for her redemption. Brian Shickley then wrote to her to ask if she was attracted to him, to which she wrote, "You are very attractive, Brian. I could kiss your good-looking face anytime." Semicolon close parentheses. On the final day of April, she publicly revealed that one of her 2 romantic partners was Chriselle Rosechew, who was previously unseen by the public. On May 1st, an unknown individual met Christine at the Anytime Fitness gym and took a photo of her. Later that day, Chris shared a year-old Facebook post of her attempt to repair her iconic polo shirt, known as the Classic. She revealed that it had begun to fall apart again, with significant holes appearing in the armpit region. In the comments section, a Facebook friend implied Chris was a monster because she had run someone over with her car. The friend was promptly blocked because of her insults. Chris then suggested that she should go to the gym and lose some weight. Another friend encouraged Chris to stay strong, calling her Chris, which Chris corrected to Christine. Another Facebook friend stated that her own mother's name was Christine and that some people called her Chris, showing the abbreviation was valid for both men and women. Chris elaborated that she did not mind so much by what name she was called and urged others online to respect her pronouns. Soon after, Christine blocked this friend as well for apparently reacting to the revelation of her running someone over with a laughing emoji, and suggested that she and her husband should go to the gym and lose some weight. On May 2nd, Chris expressed her distress at finding out her monthly earnings on the fan support site Patreon had suddenly diminished from $900 to $450. Later that day, she put
Well, what do you expect when you don't bother updating it, Chris? You know that, and you don't need me to...
up a signed Sonichu license plate on eBay for $350, which was quickly purchased. Around the same time, she bought an amiibo figure for $29, along with 2 other purchases which remained private. 2 days later, she uploaded a YouTube video addressing her Patreon page.
Hello everybody, this is Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again. Good morning. It's morning. Everything here done in the bun. Oh, anyway, I have something of importance to talk about right now. I wish to apologize sincerely for the lack of progress, but I am not at liberty to explain what happened over the last few months. But it's all being handled, and that I'm back, and I'm gonna do an exclusive Patreon-only 5-page plus comic about Magic-chan and Chriselle and I. So it'll only be available to donators. So let's get those pledges back high. And I'm ordering the books right now. I'm gonna have them rushed over here, and I'll have them all shipped out as soon as I get them. So thank you all. Please put your pledges back up high, and I'll be able to do a whole lot more. I'm really sorry for all the lack of content and everything, and the delays. But we're all taking care of that, and I'm back. I have people. We're doing it. Yay! Thank you. Have a good day.
Also on that day, an artist on Twitter pondered what would their original characters hypothetically say to them if, as Christine claimed, they were real. The artist revealed that they were not serious about the musing since they did not believe in the concept. Christine replied, writing, "They are real, and you can talk with them in Psychic Mind Link. About every creator and artist with characters, and even imaginary friends, all possess this ability to communicate with them in the other worlds and dimensions. You can too. Open your mind and heart emoji. Anything is possible. Go beyond this world and reality."
Not everything though, Chris.
Brian Shickley joined in on the discussion, stating that Chris needed to see a doctor because healthy functioning humans did not see cartoons everywhere. Later, in response to Twitter user TingTings criticizing Chris for failing to show appreciation to her patrons, who continued to donate their money in spite of receiving nothing in return, Chris wrote that she did not mean to show unappreciation and that she was upset because she was hoping to use the funds to send out copies of Brian Shickley's Chris Chan prequel comic. Shickley himself replied, stating, "Please don't drag me into this. I've drawn your OCs more than you at this point, and I don't make a percent of what you make for doing nothing." He added that if he were paid what Chris was, he would deliver double the promised number of Sonichu pages, but highlighted that he had no intention of doing so and wanted to separate himself from Chris Chan since he was being sent death threats, be it by those who liked Chris or hated her. Brian's girlfriend then interjected, asking Chris to stop sexualizing Shickley. Chris defended herself, clarifying that she was being playful and flirty, inspired by the Showtime Network TV series Polyamory. Also on that day, Ting Tings, who was part of the Quick Protect squad of Chris Chan fans, messaged Christine, telling her that she feared the Kiwi Farms were about to reveal her personal information and wanted to move away from being so close to Chris's activities. On May 5th, Chris published a short comic depicting her supposed wedding to Krizzle Rosechu and Magichan Sonichu, publicly confirming her polyamorous marriage for the first time. Later on, she reflected on the hate she received on the previous day, wanting people to know that she was true-hearted and loving, and not delusional and cartoony. She wrote that over the past 6 months, something bad happened to her, about which she could not specifically talk. As a result, the family's finances were in a very poor state, and encouraged devoted fans of Sonichu and Rosechu to support her on Patreon, so she could present them with new, great ideas. 2 days later, Christine wrote a string of tweets highlighting that she came to the conclusion that the Quick Protect squad was a mere collective of trolls and not her true friends. She pleaded to have some real friends in her life. A short while later, Quick Protect squad member Little Amy Chan tweeted that the group had turned into Hurt and had disbanded. Chris used this opportunity to reveal that she had been banned from the Anytime Fitness gym, which resulted most likely from a combination of constant bothersome phone calls from Weens and her frequent belches and flatulations. On that same day, Christine wrote that her mother had slipped and fallen at home, but was ultimately not hurt, as some nondescript items broke her fall. On May 8th, Chris attended her hearing concerning her charge of trespassing in the Fashion Square Mall. Her case was given a continuance, with her next court appearance scheduled for June 5th. Soon after, Christine uploaded a video featuring her mother, Barbara, while in their car.
Everybody out there, buy things off of eBay.
Off of Christine's eBay.
Off of Christine's eBay to help us pay our mortgage.
Please.
Thank you.
When they returned home, Chris filmed another video by herself and quickly uploaded it onto YouTube.
Hello everybody, Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again, and the mortgage payment is really due tomorrow, and we have to make 2 month payments this month, and we need like $200, so...
Can you mind stop screaming at me, Chris? I can hear you just fine. I don't want to listen to you, but, you know, I can hear you.
Please, get on eBay! Buy the set, buy the stuff, buy the things off of eBay! We need more money! And by the way, where did the money go from a bunch of previous sales recently? Oh, I caught up in the past 3 months of the Patreon books, and the rest of the money had to go towards the bills and everything, okay? So please, buy now! We need mortgage payment! We need food for the rest of the month! Buy stuff over the eBay! I gave you my mother! There is no excuse! This is truth! This is not a lie! Buy now!
She then listed in-person celebrity visits from herself on eBay for $500. Toward the end of the day, she made one more video asking for additional funds.
Please, everyone, help us. It's just the past 6 months. I can't talk about it, but the money we've been getting the past 6 months, we lost a whole bunch of money.
You mean you did, Chris?
And if we don't pay this mortgage, they're gonna foreclose on our house.
I know I know you've probably heard this before, but it's very, very simple, Chris. That's your house, Chris. You are responsible. When your dad died, you were the one responsible. By as far as we're concerned, that is your house. You pay your bills. And by the way, I don't even make as much as Chris does, and yet I still manage to pay my bills on time. It's as simple as that, Chris. You don't get off this scot-free just because you feel bad.
So please help us. I'm gonna add more listings later, but for now, please come on to my eBay and buy everything that I have on there right now. Please help us.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
In the aftermath
guys.
of the Idea Guys saga, Christine was left in a dire financial situation. Desperate to meet obligations, she lashed out at her real-life surroundings, which all too often were unkind to her. Unlike the interdimensional world she had come to accept through the Idea Guys, while they no longer actively influenced her, they imprinted onto her a seemingly tangible world where Chris had true control, influence, and love. A magical escape, too alluring to let go.
Might have been considered too alluring, but apparently not alluring enough for Chris to just sacrifice $6,000 and potentially going homeless. Apparently, Chris... Oh, look, it's Dino Soljic. I know what you're I know what you're thinking, and I know it as well. But what was the point in even going through any of this if all that mattered, as far as Chris was concerned, was to just beg? Why would you do that? Why would anybody want to do that? And that doesn't really leave me with much else to say apart from thank God that was over. And every single part of that was painful, awkward, and all I want to do is I'm going to listen to some style counsel after this because stick a fork in me because I'm done. I'll see all of you guys again next time.